Before cars, before motorcycles, before highways even existed, one man in 1881 decided the future of transportation looked like this. A single massive wheel, a steam boiler strapped to the side, and absolutely no fear of death. This is the story of the steam-powered monowheel, one of the most insane, most dangerous, and most forgotten machines ever built. And it actually worked. The world before cars. To understand why someone built this thing, you have to understand the world in 1881. There were no cars. Henry Ford hadn't invented the Model T yet. That was still 27 years away. The fastest way most people traveled was on horseback or in a horse-drawn carriage. But the Industrial Revolution was exploding. Steam engines were running factories, trains, and ships. Engineers everywhere were asking the same question. Can we make steam power personal? Not a locomotive, not a factory machine, something one person could ride. And across Europe and America, inventors started getting very creative, very brave, and very, very reckless. What is a monowheel? Let's talk about the machine itself. A monowheel, also called a monocycle, is exactly what it sounds like. One giant wheel. The rider sits inside the wheel or beside it while the wheel spins around them. The first recorded monowheels appeared in the 1860s. They were pedal-powered, basically a giant hamster wheel for humans. But in 1881, engineers took the next step. They attached a steam boiler to it. Here's how it worked. The rider sat on a small seat mounted to a fixed inner frame. Around them, the massive outer wheel rotated. The steam engine generated power, which drove the wheel forward through a mechanical chain or gear system. The boiler burned coal or wood. Steam pressure built up, and the machine moved. It sounds simple. It was anything but simple. The engineering problems. Here's what the inventors didn't fully solve, and what made riding one of these things absolutely terrifying. Problem number 1, steering. When you turn a bicycle, you lean. When you turn a monowheel, you also lean. Except the wheel doesn't always follow. Early monowheels had almost no directional control. Turning was done by shifting body weight, which worked sometimes. Problem number 2, the gerbiling effect. This is real. This is what engineers actually called it. If the monowheel accelerated too fast or braked too hard, the inner rider would start rotating inside the wheel, spinning around in a complete circle while the wheel kept moving forward. Imagine braking at speed and suddenly finding yourself upside down, still moving, still inside a giant spinning wheel. That's gerbiling. And it happened. Problem number 3, the steam boiler. You are sitting approximately 2 feet away from a pressurized vessel of boiling water and burning fuel. If something goes wrong, you don't have time to react. Early steam monowheels ran at low pressure specifically because engineers knew that a boiler explosion while riding would be fatal. And yet, they kept building them. The men who built them. Across the 1880s and 1890s, several inventors built working steam monowheels. In France, engineers experimented with steam-powered single-wheel vehicles as part of broader experiments with personal steam transportation. In Britain, the Victorian obsession with mechanical ingenuity drove inventors to showcase monowheels at exhibitions, partly as engineering demonstrations, partly as spectacles. These weren't garage projects. They were serious engineering attempts. Patent applications were filed. Investors were sought. The dream was real. A personal steam vehicle that one person could own, ride, and use for transportation. They were just about 20 years too early, and one gasoline engine away from being completely obsolete. Why it failed? By the early 1900s, the steam monowheel was dead. The gasoline engine arrived. It was lighter, more controllable, and didn't require you to carry a boiler. The first motorcycles appeared, then automobiles. Everything the steam monowheel was trying to solve, personal transportation, was solved better, faster, and safer by internal combustion. But here's the thing. The people who built steam monowheels weren't failures. They were pioneers working at the absolute edge of what was possible. They identified the problem. People need personal mechanical transportation. They found a power source, steam. They built a working prototype and actually rode it. They just didn't have the right engine yet. In engineering, being 20 years too early looks exactly like being wrong. But it isn't. It's just early. Steam monowheels never made it to mass production. You won't find one in a museum with a long exhibit about how it changed the world. But somewhere in 1881, A man in a top hat and goggles strapped himself to a steam-powered single wheel, opened the valve, and moved forward. Not because it was safe, not because it was practical, because nobody had done it before, and he needed to know if it was possible. That curiosity, that specific human impulse to build something insane and ride it, is the same impulse that built every great machine that came after. The Monowheel didn't win, but the spirit that built it did. If you found this interesting, there are dozens more forgotten machines from this era that almost changed history. Subscribe, and we'll find them together.